Today we are building a habitat for our stinkies and trash pandas. aka we're building a habitat for our skunks and raccoons. Let the chaos begin. Alright, obligatory, yes, it's been a long time since I last posted, but basically what happened, the weeks surrounding New Year's have basically been a shitstorm with a lot of things happening that needed to be resolved or were just happening, and yeah, it was just a lot of things going on. But anyways, let's talk about the actual build, because that's a lot more interesting. So when it comes to the raccoon and skunk habitat, the one thing that this habitat needed to be was forgettable, which is a weird thing to say about like a speed build and a build, to say like, oh yeah, this build is supposed to be kind of forgettable. The main thing here is that you're not going to go to Naturalis for the skunks or for the raccoons. They're just supposed to be kind of there, and by making this habitat somewhat more forgettable, somewhat more in the background, you kind of give more room for the actual showstopper habitats to really shine. So this habitat is really just supposed to be there when you're looking at the penguins. You might glance over and see, hey, there's another habitat there, let's take a look there. But it's not supposed to be the habitat of like, yeah, I'm going to Naturalis to see a trash panda. Yeah, that's basically the entire thought process behind this habitat. I did want to do something with the viewing area, or basically the lookout building. So I tried something with the windows, which I'm actually very happy with, because it just added something to an otherwise completely unmemorable building. I probably butchered the pronunciation of that, but you're not here for correct English. But anyways, am I the only person that just wants a pet raccoon and skunk? Like, am I weird for thinking like, oh, it's adorable when I look at a chunky raccoon and a just skunk? Like, especially with raccoons, they're just chunky. Like, it gives me the idea of like a fat teddy bear mixed with a cat, but also mixed with kind of the craziness of a dog, because trash pandas just appear. Like, they just are completely insane. They will appear in the most random places, and no matter how much you put a deadbolt on your trash can, they will find a way into it. Which just makes me think I'm very happy to live in the Netherlands, where we don't have raccoons or trash pandas, because oh boy, we Dutch people already like to complain about a lot of things. We probably shouldn't add trash pandas to that list. But yeah, whenever I think of a trash panda, I just think it's cute. It has the little fingers, which also kind of weird me out if I keep looking at it. But they're just so chunky and fluffy, and I just want it. The same actually kind of goes with a skunk, where it's just like, it's tiny and it's fluffy. It's cute, which means I want it as a pet. I know that both of these animals will probably just destroy my house, but I'm willing to put up with that. I have very low standards, I know, but hey, you could also bribe me with chicken nuggets, so I don't think you expected anything different from me. But yeah, when it comes to animals, there's a lot of things where I'm just like, yep, you're going to be a pet. Well, animal rights and welfare will probably not be happy with that, but in my mind, you can be made into a pet. I say to the lion of Narnia, the polar bear from I don't know what movie. Also fictional animals, like I think they are the turtle ducks, I don't know, like from Avatar The Last Airbender, like the ducks, but they are also turtles. I want those two. I want Appa, I want Momo, I want the red panda-esque thing. There's just a lot of things where I'm just like, yeah, I want you as a pet. I know you're not real, but let me live my life. Anyway, so that was kind of my spiel on I want a pet trash panda and a pet skunk, even though they would hate me. You know, just they are cute if you kind of look at them and don't have them rummaging through your bins. I pretty sure that every person who has ever dealt with a trash panda, like just going through their bins, no matter how much they locked it up, the raccoon will always get in there. They are probably thinking like, yeah, Poison is a dumbass. Why would you want that? It's a nuisance. But hey, it's not my nuisance right now, so that means pets. Anyways, let's move on to another thing, because otherwise I will just be gawking or cooing. I don't know what's the right word, but I will just be talking about how much I want different animals as a pet, even though those animals would either ruin my life or kill and eat me. Does this make me the perfect victim for like a serial killer? Because like they could just like put something cute in front and I will just go towards it and be murdered. I don't know why my brain immediately went to serial killer, but it's not the weirdest tangent I've made. But anyways, let's talk about something else. Something that's quite embarrassing. So, after I got sick, or well, basically when I got sick last year with the airway infection, I stopped exercising because, you know, passing out on a treadmill because I can't breathe or have like a just coughing attack, you know, it's not really nice. It's kind of an inconvenience, and I always think I want to watch the drama, not be the drama. So, you know, me passing out on a treadmill or just dying trying to lift anything, yeah, I don't want to become the drama. I want to watch it. So I stopped exercising. And then I didn't start exercising for a whole month. And if the holidays fall in that month, that means a lot of food. So yeah, the main thing when I realized, oh, I really need to start exercising again, is because I was biking. Like I was cycling, going home. There was a very strong wind, I will say, going against me, so I wasn't going very fast. But I was just there cycling, just completely dying on that bicycle. And then a grandma passes me by, and I'm talking actual grandma, like the white hair and such. Like I think I wasn't looking at their face, but it was like, you know, somewhere in the realm of like 60, 80. And I was just thinking, bitch, I am 25. You should not be passing me. Yes, I'm really dead out of shape, aren't I? And I tried to, like, you know, go faster and pass her again. It didn't happen. And then I was just going home and was just like utterly defeated. And then, my resolve to like go back to the gym and start exercising again was born. All out of spite. Because I want, in a month or so, have those strong winds going back against me and pass a grandma. I have very high standards. I know I have very high standards for myself to pass a grandma. You know, all of the other things of exercising, like being healthy, being more in shape, and, you know, looking the part. Yeah, those are also nice. But we can't forget what started me going back to the gym. A grandma. But then when it came to just, you know, exercising and working out, I also know about myself how competitive I am. Like, I'm not competitive in a lot of things. Unless you give me a rugby ball, because I will turn into a battering ram. Like, you throw me a rugby ball and I will plow you down. I will just transform into a rhino, because it's the one time when I can do that and just plow down anyone. Yes, I scared a lot of fellow classmates when I was back in high school, because yeah, we didn't play rugby a lot of times, but whenever I did, I was the battering ram. But anyways, back to the actual exercising thing, and not me just mowing down children. In the US, that would have a very different connotation. I probably should cut that out, but anyways, back to the exercising bits. As I said, I'm very competitive, especially when it comes to running, or like basically being on a treadmill. Because if I start running and there's a person next to me that is also running, I am mentally just psyching myself out, just thinking I can't stop running before they do. Like, they are not allowed to run longer than I. Even though we might not be running the same tempo, like they might be running slower or faster. I don't care. I just don't want to stop running before they do. I am not here to show any weakness. You are going to run not as long as me, or shorter than me, or I am just going to die. Well, I'm just going to basically just completely exhaust myself, because if there's one thing that's motivational, it's my stubbornness to just accept that other people are more in shape than me. I wanted to say some, but we all know that it's like 99% of the people are more in shape than me. So yeah, if like that other person probably hasn't even noticed me or something, but I have noticed them. I've noticed when they start running, and I, in my head, am just basically turning into a stopwatch of like, you've run this far long. I'm going to run longer, because for some reason this has become very competitive for me. And I'm also like that when it comes to weights or weightlifting or just like weight training. However, I'm not the same as with the treadmill. Like, I'm not like mentally competing with another person. I'm competing with myself, and I hurt myself. That sounds very dark, but what I mean with that is that I go a little bit too far with weight training, because whenever I start from nothing basically, and then even just the second time I'm going to the gym, I'm just like, I can do more. I can put on more weights to like lift or what I exercise with. I can do more sets. And it's all fine when you're in the gym, because like your muscles are warmed up and such, and you don't feel a thing. You have this like weird adrenaline rush when you put that pin just on like 10 kilos heavier. And then when you come home and you take a shower and you can't move. This is the reason why every time I start exercising, the first week I'm just in pain, because I don't know where my limits are. And even if I do know them, I just forget them or push them to the side, because I'm a stubborn idiot. So yeah, that's basically been my journey when it comes to exercising. Just mentally competitive with other people who haven't even noticed me, and then just psyching myself out when it comes to weight training and ending up hurting myself, or at least I will be walking like a penguin for the next week. If I can walk. Because it has actually happened that I just had to roll out of bed. I am not kidding. My muscles, like the how do you call them? I'm just going to call them stomach muscles. Like where you're supposed to have abs, but where I have more chicken nuggets. That sounds kind of a bit weird. I probably was trying to go somewhere funny with that, but it was just a little bit strange. But yeah, that was basically so sore that I just couldn't get up, and I just had to roll out of bed. My arms weren't sore, so I could catch myself. I didn't just transform into a worm. But yeah, it wasn't really a high point of my life. However, for some reason, I'm just like, yeah, strangers on the internet weren't scared. Well, might find it funny that Poison just got out of bed as a worm because he doesn't know his limits when exercising. Should I talk about something else? Probably, because I've talked about exercise way too long, and before you say this, no, this was not a fucking New Year's resolution. Because then it would have started last week, not this week. So yes, this week I'm in pain, but no, it's not a New Year's resolution. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. I just believe in being faster than a grandma on a bike. Alright? That's the entire point here. Don't try and make it something it's not. It's just trying to be faster than a grandma. That bitch. Anyways, let's talk about something else, because for some reason I just kept on the exercising thing for way too long. So I have actually been building quite a bit, just, not showing it to you guys because I didn't have time to actually sit down and do a voiceover. Also, just a side note, I've been sitting on my foot the entire time. I know that in the past I've said this and people said like, oh, don't do that, Poison, because it's not healthy. Yeah, my mind just unconsciously does that. And I can feel the tingling in my toes, which means that I'm cutting off blood supply, which again is not great. But then my feet are basically like as hot as the surface of the sun. So kind of feels nice in a weird way to not have that. But yeah, that's just a little side note. Anyways, let's talk again about me building but not showing it to you guys, because for me, it's just like I still find real like enjoyment in just building in Plant Zoo. It's a real stress reliever for me, but I didn't have time to really record anything when it comes to a voiceover. What I have done, however, is getting really into like not really realism, but sort of realism. Because the next video, I can't really say too much. It's not going to include an animal. It might include a toilet. Probably will include a toilet because I want to always have at least a building with a build. But yeah, you will probably see it in like the end shots where I show the progression of Naturalis. You will kind of see a hint where we're going, because there has been just something that's just been like a needle constantly stuck in my foot. I was just like, I want to change this area. Like, it's just like, the correct word of saying is like, what is it, the needle, or like something like in your eye. Someone in the comments will let me know what it actually the saying is, but it was just something that was just annoying the hell out of me. And it's also just like with the warehouse, and where I have no idea how heating and cooling works or air conditioning works, how like the structure of those pipes should be. When it came to what I'm going to do next week, yeah, I have no clue what I'm doing, so I might be an idiot again, but it kind of makes sense. Like, it makes somewhat sense in my head. If it makes sense in game, well, in game, of course, it doesn't make sense because it's not functional in any sort of way. But if it would make sense in real life, maybe, possibly, maybe not. However, that's for the week after this week. I have no idea when this video is going to be finished, and I'm going to be uploading it. So, yes. If you think the channel is chaos, it is. Because I'm chaos, especially now because my internship got extended by 3 months. Before you ask, by my own decision, because the end product that I was supposed to, make for the internship wasn't up to my standards, so I got 3 months extra, and the company that I'm working with was like all for it. They were very happy about it. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. I hope all of you have a wonderful day, and now let's see the end results. Bye bye.